When Russia occupied the destroyed Mariupol, Bohdan and 30 other children were transported to a special center near Moscow. Later, he was forcibly issued a Russian passport. In March this year, the boy tried to escape. The car with him stopped at the border with Belarus. According to the lawyer, this was not Bohdan's only attempt to return to Ukraine. For his unwillingness to live in Russia, he was threatened with a psychiatric hospital. And now he is summoned to a military enlistment center.
The guy was declared fit for military service. Now, from what I have seen, I understand that this will be a call for service and he will be sent to war against Ukraine. He is very worried and anxious about this. The very fact of what is happening to Bohdan Yermokhin confirms another crime: Russia's unjustified delay of repatriation of Ukrainian children. Katerina Bobrovska, Bohdan Yermokhin's lawyer, in a comment for Radio Liberty.
The Ukrainian Parliamentary Commissioner for Human Rights, Dmytro Lubinets, officially appealed to the Russian side to return Bohdan, but Moscow ignored it. Russian representatives are deliberately complicating the return process. Information about the illegal detention and the refusal to return the boy home has already been forwarded to the International Criminal Court in The Hague. The lawyer also appealed for help to the Russian branch of the Red Cross, but according to her, the letters were ignored there. In his social media, Bohdan Yermokhin continues to demand his return home.
Even if I don't become famous, I'll be a legend who stood against everyone for a year and a half, and now is everyone against everyone else. Remember this, there's always a white stripe after the black. The whole country is with me, and with you there are only lies. I can proudly say that I am a Ukrainian. Bohdan Yermokhin, a minor deported by Russia from the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine, on Instagram.
According to human rights activists, the attempt to force the deported children to undergo military service is a gross violation of international humanitarian law. Nevertheless, the Kremlin has built an entire system to militarize abducted Ukrainian children.
For this purpose, Russia imposes its citizenship on the deported children, from which they cannot withdraw and leave the territory of the Russian Federation on their own, as they have not fulfilled their obligations to the Russian Federation, military duty in particular, which is stipulated in the Constitution of the Russian Federation. Since these children are citizens of Ukraine, they are protected by the 4th Geneva Convention, and such actions against children can be qualified as such a war crime.
Ukraine is actively working on expanding international support for the return of children abducted by Russia. One of Kyiv's initiatives proposed to identify a patron state for Ukraine. In accordance with the norm of international humanitarian law, consuls of this country on the territory of Russia will be able to provide services to Ukrainian citizens.
Almost all countries are ready to join the initiative to return Ukrainian children. However, the problem lies in Russia's reluctance to return them. Qatar is already one of the first countries that has actively promoted the return of Ukrainian children from the Russian Federation and is ready to continue doing so. Moreover, it has publicly confirmed its willingness. There is also talk of other countries joining, including the Vatican, South Africa and European Union countries. Dmytro Lubinets, Human Rights Commissioner of the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine.
According to Ukrainian authorities, Russia has kidnapped more than 19,000 children from temporarily occupied territories. The International Criminal Court has already issued an arrest warrant for Russia's President Vladimir Putin in March, accusing him and his Commissioner for Children's Rights, Maria Lvova-Belova, of the unlawful deportation of Ukrainian children. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Danila Kobza, UATV News.